Danny, what do you think of Be a Star?
I like the idea, like the thought behind it. I don't know how effective it could possibly be.
Well, Danny, you work with retarded children, right?
Not exactly, but sure.
I want to play with Primetime.
I work with disabled adults.
Well, do they deal with bullying as adults as well?
Not as much as you would think, because once you're by an adult, like other adults don't really do shit to you. I mean, the stuff that they have to deal with is more like in the lines of just when people treat them differently, or you get weird around them because like not everybody knows how to act.
They just find a room for you to live in, and then you go and hang out with Primetime for a day.
Did you bully quote unquote retards when you were in school?
Well, they kept them separated pretty well. They did a great job of making them go to lunch alone. They had their own room, and I was being bullied by other people. So, Danny, I was right in between the retards and the bullies.
So you want to relate more to the stop bullying side then, because you've been bullied.
Well, no, I'm gonna see. Let me watch. This is my first time ever seeing this, Danny. So far I'm siding with David Arquette.
It's not fair.
Believe it or not, we've all been through it.
Who's that guy? Who's this kid?
Is that the kid from that's from 2.5 Men, right?
And he hates bullying?
Angus T. Jones. Yeah, he was fat and chunky, when he was little, and now he's less chunky and weird looking.
More like too much Angus Jones. Huh?
Yeah, I'm sure that wasn't a rough name to grow up with either.
Yeah, more like Fagnus T. Jones, Danny.
Yeah.
I was bullied my entire life.
Now, Danny, let's stop it here. Now, because CM Punk was absolutely, I believe him when he says he was bullied his entire life, right? Don't you?
Yeah, he carries that, like, I don't know, just judging the book by the cover, like, if you look at his face, he looks like that guy that's probably had a rough life. He's kind of known as not being the most friendly guy out, outside of the arena. So, like, I'm pretty sure it's because he just doesn't like people. And if you don't like people, it's because you've had a lot of bad experiences with people.
I just feel like he's a regular guy who isn't this huge athlete. He wasn't a superstar as a kid, you could tell. So, yeah, he was definitely bullied. Now, watch this next guy and listen to what he says very closely.
Life. I was always made fun of because it was small, short, and fat.
There's no way that Sheamus was always made fun of because he was small, short, and fat.
Well, and the thing is, they say always, so they want you to think like it went on up until basically he became a WWE superstar, and then he just magically grew into like 6'6" and 240 pounds, and nobody bullies him anymore. But no, there's no chance. Like that guy was, if he was short and fat, it was up until he was 3.
And he could have made a more believable story, like I was always bullied because of my red hair and I was really pale, or something like that. Because maybe that happened. But Sheamus, you were not short. I don't care how fat you were. This guy's probably been eating 4,000 calories a day his whole life because that's just his body type. He's not short, fat, or what else do you say? Ugly?
I think he just went with short and fat. Maybe you're throwing in ugly on your own accord.
Yeah, I'm watching. Oh, that's the video aspect. All right, let me hear this again, Danny. Starting with the guy who was actually bullied, and then moving into him.
My entire life. I was always made fun of because it was small, short, and fat.
Oh, small and short. That's what it was. Wow.
Small, short, and fat. I don't know. It's not believable already.
Yeah, I refuse to believe that Sheamus had Danny Richardson's childhood. There's no chance that this happened.
The color of my hair.
Record, I wasn't that short.
The color of my hair, the music I listened to, the way I dressed.
See, all right, shut up, Cena. That's completely true. CM Punk likes a more unknown type of music, the hardcore bands, Danny, the hardcore music that the kids like. So he liked his own thing. He probably dressed his own way, had his own hair colors that he put in. He got made fun of. Now listen to John Cena. Trying to tell us he got made fun of.
The way I dressed.
Wait.
I looked.
And I was dangerous.
Maybe the way you look now. But we've seen, like you said before we started, we've seen Cena as a kid. This was a kid with like 9 brothers that would beat the fuck out of anyone who tried to bully one of them. Maybe he dealt with sibling rivalry at the most.
Yeah, I've seen home videos that they've shown, and like some of them he was like in high school, and he looked like he was roided out then. Like this guy, and I'm going to assume he wasn't doing that steroids back then or that much access to all these like weight gaining formulas and bodybuilding equipment. So I'm going to say he's just one of those guys that's just naturally well-built, athletic guy his whole life. So he had to pick something. At least he went I was bullied because of the way I dressed.
Well, what I'm going for here, Danny, is that CM Punk got bullied, and that Sheamus and John Cena personally bullied him every day, I feel like. Because these are bullies who grew up, and they're like, bullying is wrong. Me and my 9 brothers were the Cena gang, and we beat the fuck out of people like CM Punk all the time. And then, yeah, Del Rio should come on here, too, and pretend he was bullied. Because there's no question Del Rio was giving people wedgies up until about 11th grade.
Yeah, Del Rio, one of the tallest Mexicans, and allegedly from a wealthy
Well,
background.
Danny, stop bullying him.
You might as well throw him in that he got picked on too.
And I was dangerously uncoordinated in sports, so that didn't help.
Stop. All right, wait, we're back to the guy who was actually bullied. Let's see if he was dangerously uncoordinated in sports or whatever type of fake reason these people are coming up with.
I was called everything in the book. I mean, the ones that hurt the most, you can't really say, you know? People called me Dumbo.
They called me a boy.
First, oh, Danny, I very rarely bust out in the Mr. Belding laugh, so that was definitely the best. Did she just say they called me a boy?
They called me a boy.
Yeah, they called me a boy. Like, she's definitely reading something they're telling her to read. Alicia Fox, the hottest diva in the history of black divas, is, first of all, if they called you anything, I know what it was. And she's starting there and acting like she was called a boy. First
That's what she got called when Vince called her up. Oh, it's hard to see people, and that's a common thing. It's a celebrity thing. Like, it's always like the really attractive, like famous chicks that are like, oh, in high school I was tall and awkward and nobody wanted to date me, and like they always want you to believe that they had this hard life. But like, I think everybody knows that 95% of the time there's no way that's true.
Danny, when I was growing up, I was called a boy, which was short for a boy.
I always like to block out negative things in my life.
It was really tough.
There are people who can help you, and people you can trust.
All right, now tell me, is there an 800 number I should call? Because we're not going to stop bullying, but let me see where they're going, Danny.
Believe in yourself, even when it's difficult.
Please don't change who you are. Please be proud of who you are.
Yeah, please don't work out the pain away.
Don't be a bully.
Be a star.
Show tolerance and respect.
The message, Danny, I'm never going to sit here and say they shouldn't be saying this or they should give. I mean, it's a great message, especially for company image and for theory. In theory, absolutely. But these adults, we have no, and I'm going to call myself an adult for this scenario, Danny. We're never going to break through into the children universe. What they see, how they see the world is so different than, well, not you, but Danny, CM Punk, like my friends, like Missy and them. First of all, they'll sit there and nod at you, like, yeah, I'm not going to bully. The second it's recess time, someone's getting pushed into the flagpole.
It's probably one of the worst bits of advice you'd give for somebody is the don't change yourself. Don't change who you are. Because, like, if you're getting bullied, like, maybe not all the time, it's going to sound shitty, but there might be a reason. Like, maybe you are doing something wrong. Maybe you should fix the way you dress. Maybe you should change how you're acting. Maybe you're just a shithead and people are picking on you because you're that way.
Danny, no, it's because they have more lunch money than everyone else.
Have you ever known anybody to get beat up for lunch money?
I've heard about it. Danny, I was called A-boy all the time, so I think I'm an authority on this. The A in A-boy is short for authority.
Well, it's better than some of the other words you could have came up with there.
Danny, you're gay boy. I'm A-boy, and I'm joined every week by gay boy. Now, Danny, like I'm saying here, though, there's no way...
I'm not adding that to my list of nicknames.
Danny, there's no way guys like me, Del Rio, Sheamus, Cena, Alicia Fox got picked on. I mean, you and CM Punk, definitely, I believe it. But, I mean, how much do we get paid to do these Be A Star commercials?
I'm going to assume they're all doing them for free. It's just part of the charity work. Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know. It's good in theory, right? Like, you should give them, like, goodwill credit for that.
It had to be just Arquette and Punk. I mean, I could definitely see those two, like, back-to-back, like, tied with duct tape back-to-back, like, unconscious, with their lunch poured on them. Danny, one time in school, I got soup poured on my head in the cafeteria.
Really? So wow, I've never seen anything done like that. That's a real story that happened to you. And somebody, how old were you that somebody was able to dump soup on you?
Oh, Danny, high school. He came up behind me, dumped some hot soup on me, and, everyone's laughing, and I got up like I was going to hit him, but I made sure he outran me.
Yes, sir, we promised you a great main event tonight. This is classic.
Andre, the
WrestleMania!
Hulkamania is running wild.
The world is listening.